Yo, what is going on? It is Malecki, the growth and dividend growth investor. Welcome to the channel, and in today's video we will discuss the option plays that I have done for the week of April 1st, 2021. If you are interested in following me on my journey in achieving passive income through options investing, dividend growth investing, and growth investing, then you should definitely like and subscribe. The first portfolio we're going to go over is the Robinhood portfolio. In the Robinhood portfolio, we have $19,372.95. In this portfolio, we started off with $16,000. So, the market has been coming back. Last couple weeks, this portfolio has been around anywhere between 17,000 to 18,000. So it seems like the portfolio is on a nice uptrend. If you look at the option plays that I did, I placed 8 covered calls. I placed 8 covered calls at $24 strike price, and I placed 2 covered calls at the $25 strike price. I also did 3 cash secured puts. I had a previous one from the following week, and I've done 3 cash secured puts this week. Technically, I don't have the cash to secure these, but I'm using my buying power or my margin to do that. Since technically I'm not actually using my margin, I'm using my buying power. My thought process is that hopefully by the strike price, which is January 20th, 2023, which will be about approximately 2 years, that the share price of Palantir will be above $27 shares. I believe that if they're going to be growing at a 30% year-over-year growth, that I think that will definitely be the case. So I made about $1,000 per each of those puts, which allowed me to acquire about like 140 more Palantir shares, which is why I have 2 separate covered calls. Initially, I started the week off with doing 8 covered calls, but because I was able to do the cash secured puts, I was able to acquire a couple more where I can get 2 more covered calls on Palantir. So I really am hoping by tomorrow that the share price of Palantir does not go over $24 a share, because either I may have to buy the calls back, or what I might have to do is actually have them assigned and then immediately Monday morning buy them back. So that is kind of the plan for that. In the next portfolio is my Fidelity portfolio. I predominantly trade Tesla in this portfolio. My main goal for here is once I pay off my margin, I want to just harvest income with this portfolio. So current portfolio value is $119,417.49. This week has been an absolute roller coaster when it comes to placing covered calls for Tesla. I initially started the week placing a covered call at the $627.5 strike price, and I harvested about $1,040. But what happened was, for some reason, Tesla blew up and it blew past that price. So I actually had to buy back the $627.5 call, and I sold a $647.5 call, which it also blew past that. So then I had to sell ultimately I bought that, sold a $647.5, and then ultimately I'm selling a $692.5 call, which I only got $140. So with everything being totaled up, like I'm negative $857 for doing covered calls in the month of April for Tesla. But because of the Palantir plays, I was able to kind of bridge that, or kind of negate that, just because I was able to get some of the income from Palantir. So if you look at what my goals are for each account, so this is the month of April Robinhood account. We're thinking long game. So my total amount I have ever invested in the Robinhood account is $16,000, and I do not plan on adding more money. The goal here is to show people, and even to show myself, that it is possible to build wealth with a small portfolio without adding any money to it. So the option income totally was $3,481. The expenses, the Robinhood Gold will activate next week, so I just wanted to put this in here. Funding, again, still not adding any cash. But for the option income, my goal for the following week is so this week was pretty close to the shares being assigned, and I was thinking about constantly doing about a $10 per contract, but then I even bumped it down to 5. But then I was just running some numbers. I'm like, hey, I'm being overly aggressive for someone who's trying to be a long-term investor. So I decided that for all the 10 contracts of Palantir that I own that I'm going to be trying to get $2 per contract. If you add that over the year, it'll be like, like 20, I don't know. It'll add up to about 6.5% gain per year off the $16,000. So I decided that like whatever Palantir gains on top of 6.5% a year from just option income, I think is a really good approach. And with this approach, it is pretty rare that your covered calls will actually be assigned. So the plan here is just putting those calls really far out of the money and just getting the money and not worrying about getting them assigned. So then if you look at net income, $3,476. If you did that off of this percentage, it's 21% for this month. Unrealistic that this is going to happen every month. Predominantly, like every week will be more so like $20. And then in the Fidelity account, amount invested $61,904.42. The option income from all the things I did was $1,880. The expenses with buying all the calls back is $2,737.49. So ideally, once my margin is paid off, I would like, if I still own 300 shares of Teslas, I would like to own I would like to sell contracts at $25 a share, which from this number again would be about 6% a year. And again, from whatever Tesla explodes to plus an extra 6% from the income associated with this, I think it is a good way to build more wealth, squeezing in a couple extra percentages without having to do much. The only problem is I am pretty heavily leveraged in this side of the portfolio, and I would really like to pay down this margin. And predominantly, like with paying down this margin, is I would like to buy the 2 covered calls I have for the $13.75 strike price. So I would really like to get this paid down as soon as possible, and eventually once my Roth is fully funded, I will start adding my own funds to this. But I want to fully fund my Roth, which I haven't gotten there yet. I have like $1,500 or $2,500 left, so something like that. But that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So it wasn't too bad getting the $2,619 of premium doing these covered calls and cash secured puts. The only thing is it's unrealistic to think that I'm be continually getting this $2,619. In some weeks will be more, some weeks will be less, but ideally what my plan here is to start switching to more of a conservative approach and just to harvest money. Like, I own companies that are heavy growth plays, so I should expect these companies to be having huge share price increases. Now the plan is to stick to these for a long time, so I don't want to be selling these shares. So ideally I want to put the strike prices very far out of the money where like there's no possibility of them being assigned. But that's kind of the plan for going forward for these two. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to ask. I definitely like answering questions. So if you can, definitely ask some questions. If you can, also please like, comment, and subscribe. It would mean a lot. And I hope you all have a great day.